Disney Plus, I've been loving all of the Disney Plus Marvel shows that's been coming on ever since that came out. I can't really say that I've been super happy with all the shows. There hasn't been a show yet that I've been like completely blown away with. I mean, I've liked some more than others. I'll get into that in a few minutes. But yeah, I've still been enjoying all of the shows and I've been catching them all on. And what I want to talk about first, which I didn't do any videos on this yet, Moon Knight. And it's funny when I look at all of the Disney Plus shows. Okay, so we have WandaVision, we had Loki, we had Falcon and Winter Soldier, we had Hawkeye, and now we got Moon Knight. Okay, so now out of all of those shows, it's funny because the characters that I was most interested in out of all of the shows I just listed that's on Disney Plus have been, I would say, Falcon and Winter Soldier. That was the one I was most interested in. And I'm talking about like way back when I saw the titles and I hadn't watched any of the shows yet. Falcon and the Winter Soldier was the one that I was the most interested in. And then I would say maybe WandaVision. Moon Knight, I kind of found out about a little bit later on. I think all of that stuff had already started. I think WandaVision and all of that stuff had already started before I found out that there was going to be a Moon Knight show. But as far as characters who I would have been interested in, like right after Falcon and the Winter Soldier, would probably be a toss-up between Wanda and Moon Knight. The ones that I was probably least interested in is Hawkeye. That's a character I really never really cared that much about. I didn't dislike the character, but it just wasn't interesting. It wasn't a character that was on my radar. Loki is another one of those characters that I really didn't have much interest in. And it's funny because now that all of these shows came out and I've watched them, the character that I was least interested in has the show that's so far my favorite, Hawkeye. Hawkeye so far has been my favorite show out of all of the ones I've seen so far. Next, number 2 would probably be a toss-up between WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier. WandaVision was a very, very interesting show. It was a fun show to watch. I think that was probably the most fun show to watch out of all of them. But as far as my enjoyment of the show, I don't know if I liked it more than Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Falcon and the Winter Soldier was a little bit different. I know a lot of people didn't like that show, but I did because there was a lot of action in that show. WandaVision had a lot of episodes where they was just asking question after question after question and not really much was happening. But Falcon and the Winter Soldier, even though the story I didn't think was all of that great, there was some interesting plot points throughout the season. And every episode had probably at least 1 or 2 decent action scenes, so I was kind of satisfied with that show. Hawkeye I thought was pretty interesting because the story was a really scaled down story. It was like a street level story, if you can use that term, but it was a lot of fun and it was interesting because to watch the 2 Hawkeyes interact with each other and all of that kind of stuff, it was just interesting. They made Hawkeye a likable character, whereas he was pretty much a throwaway character in the movies. And then there were a lot of arrow stuff. There was trick arrows, there was fight scenes. I mean, that show kind of had it all. That show to me was my favorite show out of all of them so far. Then you introduced Kingpin, which that kind of made me a little biased towards the show because my favorite Marvel show altogether, if I look at all of them, has been Daredevil. With Kingpin being introduced in Hawkeye, it just made me that much more excited because I'm like, okay, Daredevil has to be coming soon,